afternoon, I'm going to talk about the L2 phonology learned among young adults learners of English. Effects of regular classroom-based instruction in L2 proficiency. The study examined the impacts of an university-level English phonology course of the acquisition of vowel and consonant sounds in the language by beginning for intermediate and intermediate level students. The analysis of variance reveals positive change in all students. Pronunciation students that results this type of teaching allow the student to counter the negative effects which biological factors and the influence of the mother tongue have on learning, is said how language are learned. During second language, L2 learning, students need to gain control over a wide array of new linguistic features. I will talk about how L2 classroom learners can achieve native-like mastery of L2 elements such as morphology, syntax, and vocabulary. The adult learners have two factors hinder the acquisition of L2 phonology. One factor relates to biological constraints resulting from age. L2 research has presented evidence of a negative correlation between age and the attainment of native-like pronunciation. There are three theoretical models have been offered to explain the role of age into phonology acquisition. The models talk about the third categorization of the perceptual representation of the first language into phonetics and phonological patterns in the brain. They share the notion that with age, there comes a decline in the ability to distinguish new L2 sounds, which are similar to those of the learned L2. According to Flesch, L2 sounds that are similar to L1 sounds are not easy to occur because they are perceived as L1 equivalents. For example, the German learners of English producing English vowels with difficulty because German contains equivalent of similar forms. Also, in the study talk about the segmental and suprasegmental, where the segmental level has to do with the pronunciation of forms in isolation, whereas the suprasegmental level encompasses the production of forms in combination with other sounds. Within words or circumstances, the word exposed 12 events learned of English to 12 weeks of suprasegmental instruction. Before and after the instruction, speech samples were obtained from the participants. The methodology that was utilized where the participants were observed over 16 weeks, while receiving regular phonological instruction in class. I am going to talk about many methodologies. For example, in pronunciation, instruction here talk about the English phonological, segmental, and suprasegmental as has the manner and position of articulation. Other methodology is that sounds here talk about examining the effects of the classroom. Here selects 5 L2 phones which cause learning difficult for Spanish learners of English. The phones included 2 vowels, or, and a, and a, and 3 consonants, C, here, this are common because have the same pronunciation. The problem between the L2A song and L2E could be or L2E, L1E, because the light difference that exists in Moscow tension, let's say, is strong. The L2 vowel sound is tested vowels and difference. The L1 vowel is last. A difference L. Other example is the L2 sounds. For example, L2 L1 and B, where the characteristic could be different only in the manner of articulation. Other methodology is the quantitative instruments. They consist of a word list which a student reads aloud and can to practice the pronunciation. Other methodology is based on the argument that learners' cognitive capacity for the simultaneous processing of meaning and form is limited. The game is about where the student needs to pick from a word list the word which matches the definition they had heard. One of the point important is the observation, because what words the instructional task implement in the classroom. Analysis procedures and results here is shows all the tasks that was applied to the student or different levels in the discussion. So, in the discussion, other research talk about the effects that were observed in the study. For example, the development in the adult and two learners in the different topics say the pronunciation. What are the effects of the different activities that were applied to the student? What are the ability, difficulty, analysis, or the instructional task of the classroom? In conclusion, the results showed that phonological instruction helped them learn L2 pronunciation. As regards the influence of age, the learner's age affects pronunciation. The teacher should implement directional strategies in the learning of pronunciation. Another instructional factor that it seems to have helped the learners was the varied and systematic opportunities they have.